Other interesting cultural news, you have the Sandy Hook family now wanting Alex Jones' social media account after suing him for more than $1 billion, which is insane to say the least, especially when the United States used to believe in things like the freedom of speech, which Alex Jones is my favorite litmus test for knowing if someone is truly an American or believer in speech. Because again, he says some crazy stuff. It's quite concerning when he gets a lot of things right, though. And one of my favorite questions I ask people is, do you think Alex Jones should be on social media? Do you think he should have a platform? And if the person says no, then I know they're an evil, mentally vacuous tyrant. If they say yes, then I know they're an American or someone who believes in the Bill of Rights and free speech. Because again, every American used to have this faith in believing that while I may not agree with what you say, I will fight to the death for your right to say it. Again, that's a uniquely America ideology. I mean, very few countries have such protections as the Bill of Rights. Very few countries have freedom of speech. Canada, you get fined or arrested for making fun of their dictator Trudeau, also known as Fidel Castro. It's very rare to have that freedom of speech. It used to be uniquely American. You used to all believe it. Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians, everyone. And yet now, fewer and fewer people believe in it, which is quite concerning. Now, Alex Jones, I believe the total coverage of him on the Sandy Hook massacre, well, it was under 30 minutes total. And again, his conspiracy theory at the time was, well, all these kids were recently had their lives taken away with a perpetrator with a popular firearm, AR-15. And you know what? The parents are laughing at these interviews. So Alex Jones thought, well, are they acting? Now, granted, a lot of people during tough times also appreciate humor. So again, I don't think that was a big red flag, so to say. But his theory was that it was planned so that they can pass more gun laws to take our gun rights away, which, I mean, they do try to take more gun rights away every time there's a tragedy. Now, he was arguing that it was a planned thing. And because his theory was wrong, and they claimed, oh yeah, he told his fans to go, attack the families, lambast him on social media, which I didn't see any evidence of that. And yet, they sued him for more than $1 billion. The most morally vacuous thing was they said the quiet power allowed, the lawyer for the Sandy Hook families, and again, I don't think every family member went after Alex Jones, which one would think they'd be angry with the person who took their child away, or the FBI or the government entities that saw the red flags did nothing. But no, they're focusing on Alex Jones. Okay. Well, the families that do want to go after Alex Jones, the lawyer of theirs during this issue, they told the judge, and the jury, we know he's guilty, so now you just have to decide, how guilty he is. And the lawyer said, we want to send a message so that no one ever has the ability to speak like that again. So that's why, again, over $1 billion. You have police in America killing people and getting prosecuted in terms of the judge rules that it was a bad, inappropriate shot or it was illegal. Those police officers might get a $4 or $5 million fine. Usually taken out of police, usually just tax dollars pay for it. And yet, Alex Jones got over $1 billion fine. Which shows you what the government really cares about. Now it appears the Sandy Hook families want to go one step further. Now this is brought to us thanks to Colin Rugg over at X Twitter. He says, quote, new Hook families want to take control of Alex Jones' social media accounts in his bankruptcy. It's pretty bizarre that these people have more animosity towards Alex Jones than the actual shooter. The families have asked a bankruptcy judge in Houston to seize control of Jones' account. They say that the accounts are no different than a customer list of any liquidating business. During a recent podcast, comedian Shane Gillis pondered, hey, remember when Alex Jones got sued for billions more than the people who killed millions of people in Iraq didn't face any repercussions? Which, yeah, that's another pretty interesting thing as well. And Lord knows their voices are infinitely better than mine. We'll play that quick clip here.
The war in Iraq was
ridiculous.
I remember I watched it. I watched it on TV. You remember that night when we opened bombing?
Oh,
it was just on the news.
I remember.
We're like, here's us fucking up some other city.
Yeah. Boom, boom.
We watched it, and I was like...
You see the tracer missiles?
Yeah. I remember being a kid and being like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah. It was fucking weird.
It's weird.
What's really crazy is that they never showed the evidence of weapons of mass destruction that they should have had something that would let them go to war, but they never had any real evidence.
Hey, remember when Alex Jones got sued for $1 billion?
More.
And then
I think it's more than
the people that killed 1 million people in Iraq didn't face any repercussions.
Crazy.
What a time.
What a time.
Huh?
Isn't that nuts? Isn't that nuts?
What the heck?
What's the real misinformation?
I said...
I got 4.3 million views and 25,000 likes. Although maybe? No, I thought I could be the final vote to get to 26,000. That was not me today. And one of the first comments comes from Western Lensman saying they've successfully connected Alex Jones' name to this horrific event in the minds of the public more easy now than the actual murderers, which, yep, they got 3,000 likes. Conor responded saying, it's a good time to remind people that Alex Jones was not responsible for the Sandy Hook massacres, getting 4.9 thousand likes. Let's see here. Going down more and more. Arthur Eagleman says they want him silenced and we are next. I stand with Alex Jones, getting 2.2 thousand likes, which, yeah, if I had one of those jars that says like put a dollar every time and put a dollar in the Alex Jones is right jar, I'm not saying I could retire by now, certainly not with this economy and this inflation, but I might be able to take a vacation. I haven't done that in like 7 years, but nevertheless. Paul Zupa says the establishment wants to keep power, and they know the only way to do so is by censorship and force. That's why they're going after prominent conservatives like Alex Jones and trying to silence them before the election. The establishment is terrified of free speech, getting 377 likes. Hot World says they're trying to silence him, getting 532 22 likes. Luke Zaleski, finally a contrarian statement or comment. Now he is a famous, well, not too famous, he's moderately famous leftist. He, in terms of his profile, it's obviously he's far left. His prominent article of his career is writing an article for GQ saying how boys should not be able to play football, which tells you everything you need to know about him. His profile picture is also of him wearing a V-neck, which I don't say that's weak, but perhaps it's only appropriate for like an in-house date between you and your wife after you've been dating for like maybe 3 to 7 years. So the relationship has a strong foundation. And yet his profile picture is him wearing a V-neck as a man. But nevertheless, I digress. Luke Zaleski says there's nothing you can say or do to confront MAGA gaslighting that won't be met with more MAGA gaslighting. They'll say anything to make themselves victim and a hero in everything, and there's nothing you can do to say anything about it. This is the MAGA gaslighting paradox. Getting 8 likes. So he didn't actually, say anything contrary in terms of, give us additional information of why he doesn't think this is, I think he would believe it's appropriate that Alex Jones is having his life stolen from him for under 30 minutes of coverage of a conspiracy theory that he got wrong. And again, he's talked about this in nauseum, and it's good marketing by the establishment because many people have a negative view of Alex Jones because of that one incident that they used to define him. Now, Salty Goat says Alex Jones didn't do anything that wasn't protected by First Amendment, period, getting 1.1 thousand likes. Going down more and more. The Old School Eddie says Alex Jones is being used as a message for the rest of us. If we don't like what you say, we'll destroy you. Getting 404 likes. Red Wave Press says, what happened to free speech in America? How can the Sandy Hook victims sue Jones for billions of dollars just for speaking his mind? Getting 291 likes. Which, yeah. Taskfast 84 says they're not only trying to silence him, they want to cancel his life. He has constitutional rights, and the establishment loves violating them. I stand with Alex Jones, getting 287 likes. Craig Chamberlain says, anyone else think the $1.5 billion verdict against Alex Jones has the same stench of the $500 million verdict against Trump in New York? Getting 544 likes. Let's see. Gizmo says Trump is right, and it's a picture of Trump saying, in reality, they're not after me, they're after you. Getting 125 likes, which that's got to be one of Trump's top 2 or 3 most prolific quotes of all time. When he says, it's not in reality, they're not after me, they're after you, I'm just in the way. He should, if I was his marketing manager, I'd have him say that at least once at every rally. Now, let's go down more and more. Let's see. Going down more and more. Hi, I'm Kelly Joe says, when will the government be held accountable for what happened during COVID? Getting 28 likes, which, yeah, that would be never. Let's see. Oh, we did find a contrarian statement. Pastor Ben says, Alex simply should have now targeted and harassed and mocked the families of 17 children and 4 teachers killed in Sandy Hook. I thought Christians believed what you reap what you sow, getting 161 likes, which, again, he just said he thought some of them were actors. I don't think he was actually targeting. What are some of the top responses? Sam says, it's not even about that. No one said he did a good thing. It's about how the establishment is using it to prosecute him unfairly due to his opposing views. 1.5 billion is simply absurd for anything, getting 17 likes. Chris Moles says, I thought Americans defend free speech, getting 27. Let's make it 28 likes. Going down. A couple contrarian statements. So, thankfully, it seems like more and more positive ones supporting him in free speech. And, yeah. probably one of the most famous incidents of a media company being sued or an individual broadcaster being sued for that record amount. And again, this is not every single of the families of that. I know that some of them are also didn't want to increase regulations in firearms and didn't want to take your gun rights away because it's one evil perpetrator, while some of them did. But let me know in the comments. Do you think Alex Jones? How will he make a comeback? Do you think there will actually be? I mean, I don't think Elon will actually acquiesce and give over someone's social media account legally. And this will be a fascinating thing that challenges in court because, again, once it happens once, it'll be used many, many times as a weapon, I believe. Where, well, if they find out they can just sue you and take away your social media, they can truly silence you. I think legally, Elon Musk and these social media companies will say, well, technically, we own that. It's our platform. We own that account, or we own that profile. We're just letting that person use it. So you can't take away our property. I suspect there'll be something to that effect in terms of how this hammers out in a legal and litigation way. But let me know in the comments. As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, giving me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.